How are you, Alex?
Hey,
Not too bad, not too bad.
Mate, we haven't seen you for a little while, but Matty's down the line there in Melbourne. He can hear you as well. How's things going, mate? How's life?
Yeah, life's good. It's going through a bit of a different phase at the moment. I'm trying to get out there and meet different people and put myself out there, meet different areas, whether it's marketing or finance or media or just trying to find my way, I suppose. I'm going through that transition and feeling a bit more confident about myself and just trying out there to not pick the best out of most people, but trying to meet different people, yeah.
Yeah, and learn. Yeah,
that's it.
Macca, what about the feedback on, mate, you went on League Life, and I'll tell you what, you've been on Fox Sports more than anyone. Mate, they just keep replaying it and keep showing it because people keep ringing up asking to see it, who missed it. Mate, the feedback, it must have been enormous.
Yeah, it was. It was a bit overwhelming, to be honest. I think last time I did a piece in the media, it didn't really get come across the best, but that was just me. It wasn't Channel 9 or 60 Minutes that did that. It was myself, and that was just how I was. I was honest and open to the situation that I was, and
100%.
And I was in it, and that's how I was feeling. And I think it transpired again in the League Life the other night, and that's just me. I'm honest through the whole transition and how I felt and the way I want to handle myself.
Yeah, I think what we saw initially was a frustration, and you know, it's something that until we were put in your position, we can't even justify what was coming out of your mouth. You own that, and no one should judge you for that. What we saw the other night on League Life, and what we're seeing currently every time you get interviewed, is a bloke who's coming to terms with his injury, and also making it a better place for other people who are in your situation, because you seem to have just grabbed life by the horns at the moment, and you're going forward like a rate of knots.
Yeah.
Big congratulations to you.
No, I appreciate it. I suppose you can only control what you control, and in my instance, there's a lot of things that I can't control compared to what I could used to do, but I'm really trying to be patient in the transition phase and really trying to take control of what I can. Yeah.
Macca, last week at Oakey Jubilee Oval, mate, it was the Alex McKinnon Cup because you played for both sides. Mate, surely you could have had some influence on the result. We're 18-0 up at half-time, and we just blew two tyres. I mean, seriously, help me out. What happened?
Oh, I got no idea, honestly. I did corporates before it, and I backed the Dragons by two. I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there at half time, and everyone's throwing daggers at me because they're up by 22.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, I just rolled out.
Alex,
I can't win.
Alex, can I ask you about leaving the Knights, because obviously such a massive part of your world. Like you say, you're chasing different things now, but you're no longer officially linked with the Knights. Is there a reason that you decided to leave them?
I suppose it's hard to have a connection when you don't really know a lot of people there. I think the Knights gave me a great opportunity to get me out of the house. I was going through a period where I wasn't doing a great deal. I was literally at home doing my rehab, and I wasn't interacting with anyone. I think a lot of people, when they have a serious injury, they just sit at home, mate. Or they go through that transition phase out of sport and they don't do anything. They gave me the opportunity to get out. I had a role in recruitment from under 14s through to under 20s, meeting families and meeting kids and trying to get them to come to Newcastle, sell the place. And I loved it. I really did. But I got to a point where I was still frustrated a year and a half down that I couldn't control an NRL level. And I'm not up to that. But I wanted to play, and I was 24 years old, and I couldn't control how they played or how they performed, and it was starting to get a bit frustrating. And I couldn't control that. So one thing I can do is pull myself out of that area and focus on the things that I can control.
Well, I'll tell you what, Macca, when we win the competition the next time, and it might be 5, 6 or 7 years, I've got you to thank because, mate, that Harold Matthews side, which you assembled, you handpicked a lot of those kids, mate. They won the competition this year in that age group. That must have given a lot of satisfaction.
Yeah, it does. I suppose I stepped away in January just before the season kicked off, and we knew we had a really good side. We did it a bit different. We grabbed a kid from a lot of different areas and put together a great side, but there's a lot of good kids there, a lot of good footballers. They did a great job, and for young kids to stay so consistent over that 10-week, 12-week period, they've done really well, and it's good to see the under-20s doing well too, and Harold and the SG Ball only just missed the 8, but yeah, hopefully the
Some
future
of
looks
those
good.
kids in the under-15 side, or the under-16s, they want to be careful. They might get a start in first grade next year.
They might be captain.
We don't usually say your name without saying Tegan after it. She's with you again today. You were telling us just off air a minute ago that you went to another adventure yesterday, a Year 4 class with Tegan. My little girl's in Year 4. What was that like for you, being part of the school
Turn you off
class?
kids.
No, it's good, mate. It's good. It's different, I suppose. I don't mind it. Last year, I used to get out to a few of the classes and do a bit of parent-teacher reader. It's
What's
fun.
parent-teacher reader?
You just get a kid out of the class and they come and they read you a book for about 8-10 minutes and they go back in the class. So.
And then another one comes
Yeah.
out.
And another one comes out. And,
That's cute.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I said before, when you're going through these phases, you don't get yourself out of the house. And it just gave me opportunity to get out and interact with different people, and it was
I
really
remember
good.
the first time going to a school, Alex, I was at the Knights. They sent us out to a school. Oh, mate, geez, what a bastard bunch of kids. Honestly, I tried to get a vasectomy afterwards. They just wouldn't let me. What about State of Origin? What's your gut feel when you watch it? We're going up there, game. They've got no Thurston, so they've been weakened a little bit. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I suppose I talked to Bedsy after the game 2, and he was a bit frustrated, obviously, as was I myself, but I think the Suncorp Stadium is a stadium which you can move the ball a lot more.
Yep.
I think the ANZ Stadium is one which is you can't go within the sideline 10 metres. And
It's slid out.
yeah, I think that really played into the Queensland team. The team's obviously changed a lot over the last years, and I think that field really played into their arsenal a little bit. But I think Suncorp's such a better oval for New South Wales, and they can move the ball and really support good through the middle. So I think New South Wales should get the job done up there, and hopefully it's a big score.